How's that sun feel? Testing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The lavalier mic has been overmodulating. We're not going to go out that door. We're just testing the microphone. Going to go out in the back. Get a... Is it Steve? Chasing the shadows. Oh, how's it sound now? Wow, looks like there's a fire burning out there. Testing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, I think we're finally ready. I heard that, Steve. You ready, T-Rex? Jump once, twice, 3 times if you're ready. Yep. He's ready. Oh, sorry, Steve. I just accidentally stepped on Steve. It's your turn. My turn. 51 degrees at 9:40 on Thursday, October 10. Come on, let's focus now. I think we may have cleared up the audio issue. Now let's clear up the focus issue and get outside and start talking about weather. I've been researching the weather for hours and hours. Now it's focused on a zoom. Now we're focused on a wide. And we widen out and it looks like there's a fire burning somewhere on the west side of Boston. It's the last thing you want is to try and fight a fire with this kind of air moving. The wind over my house has been gusting 25 to 30 all morning. We got up in time to watch the Lynx depart the dock here at Wessagusset. And it was a little bit less windy than this. Steve, where are you going? Try and secure Steve here on some nails. T-Rex taking care of business. TK talking about wind, air moving from high to low pressure. Planes are landing toward the northwest. That is the direction the air is coming from. This is the most legit, solid, high pressure system to our west that we have had since the first week of September. Since then, most of the time we have had high pressure to our north or east, and the wind has been coming from the north or east with a marine flow. In that situation, Boston has some of the coolest air. But when you reverse the wind and the high pressure goes off to your west and eventually to our south tomorrow, Boston gets some of the warmest weather. And I wouldn't call it warm at 51 degrees. As a matter of fact, 47 at Logan Airport this morning is the coldest so far, and I think the first time the temperature's got below 50. The temperature inside the house right now is 65. The heat is not on. There's some good solar energy today, but we've got kind of an old home, and this wind does not help trying to keep the heat inside of the house. Where to start? There's so much weather. Horrible. Milton, the second hurricane in 13 days to hit Florida. And this time it sliced right in from west to east, right across the peninsula. Yesterday we were talking about Annie Banani and all our friends that have homes and family and friends in Florida. And Annie says that the Lanai web camera showed the eerie calm at 9:30. She didn't share that with us. She just stated it. And that the power is on this morning in Bradenton, where last night Dan Whitaker made this video. The backside eye wall, when it came into Tampa to Bradenton to Sarasota, the wind ramped up. On the front side it was gusting to about 80 or 90. On the backside it gusted to over 100 miles an hour. When the Tampa anemometer gave away, I saw it was gusting to 102 miles an hour. So there were reports of wind gusts to 120 miles an hour. So a legit Category 3. Milton came in as a diminishing storm with an expanding wind field, and the central pressure was 954 when it came ashore over Sarasota. And then when it went off the coast and near south of Daytona Beach this morning, it was still a 975 storm. So Milton, the real deal. And both coasts got it bad. The storm surge. Now, in Tampa, the water went out of the bay, and it was a negative storm surge, but just south near Venice, there was about a 7-foot storm surge. So it doesn't seem like the storm surge was as bad as maybe some of the forecasts, but the wind was worse, probably. So you saw last time with that Helene storm at Treasure Island there, west of Tampa, there was so much sand and inundation and the storm surge, but the trees were still standing. Well, the trees are not standing on Treasure Island in Florida this morning. So what Helene may have lacked in wind power because it was so far to the west of here, it made up for in Milton's wind power. So 2 destructive hurricanes in 13 days. What a sad situation. And even this morning, I saw the wind when the sun was coming up here, and I went outside and checked the wind. It was still gusting to 75 at Daytona Beach on the north side of the storm. It gusted past 70 miles an hour at Daytona Beach from 10:30 last night right through 7:30 this morning. So it's more than 8 hours of pretty much hurricane force battering. And the east coast of Florida also had probably as much wind when Helene went by, because it's more than just the hurricane. There was high pressure to the north of Helene and also high pressure to the north of this storm. And there was an incredible amount of wind shear in the atmosphere yesterday, generating 45 tornadoes over Florida. So Mike Mancuso posts that it might be one of the worst tornado outbreaks in southeastern Florida in modern history, along with a hurricane. So Florida picking up the pieces today. And Ben Knoll stated on X this morning, posted, what a weird track. Look what Milton is doing. Milton is going due east. Usually after a hurricane recurves, it goes north and then east. Well, it's a block in the atmosphere. We've been talking about it for so long, that strong ridging over Greenland and the troughing over the northeastern United States, southeastern Canada, all the way into Europe. And yesterday in France, the remnant of Kirk came ashore in France yesterday with flooding near Paris and wind. So these storms are crossing the Atlantic Ocean, and one after another. There's 2 storms out there now. Leslie is a hurricane that's going to recurve right across the central Atlantic. So we have all these powerhouse storms in the Atlantic, and surf has been up, but this northwest wind is demolishing the surf here in New England today. So if we don't talk about surf, let's talk about ski. The surprise of the morning was how much snow we saw on the Killington webcam at Northridge there. Looks like an inch or 2. Sean Vecchione calls it fast grass, and that's at 4,000 feet. I checked all the other mountains in Vermont. There were no other ones showing snow, although it did snow yesterday. I missed the post that Mount Mansfield did pick up a trace of snow on the top yesterday. More than a trace. When you can draw the date in it, that's more than a trace of snow. That was yesterday morning, and then this morning on Mount Mansfield, the summit was in the cloud, so I couldn't tell whether it had snowed. But the snow level is lifting again. Mount Washington scored the most, 2.5 inches of snow yesterday on Mount Washington, with 0.77 inches melted. So that's good base material. It's like a 5-to-1 ratio of snow to water, and that's at 6,000 feet. So of course, Mount Washington sticks way up in our sky, and there are still some scattered snow showers around. Here's a satellite image showing from the northeast. The clouds over northern Vermont are going to thin out, and all the way down to still classified as a hurricane this morning, although it looks like it's becoming cold core. So it looks like it's going to be a post-tropical cyclone with the power of a hurricane as the rest of the day goes on, and that goes north of the Bahamas. And in New England, southern New England, we have the blue sky and subsidence right here at the shore, but we can see the instability cumulus building. And if you look at the HRRR, it shows just a few specks left in Maine. So some scattered showers with maybe snow at the top of Mount Katahdin in Maine. Otherwise, this precipitation event is done for New England. So how much snow you got in your tops of your mountains the last 2 days is it for this week. And then we start the clock again on Sunday. The Boston 5-day shows temperatures today only in the low 60s, very windy, winds gusting past 30. Tomorrow, a little less windy, and the high pressure is going to come over and just south of us with the temperature back into the 60s. The dew point still around 40. And then we're going to have a combination warm front Saturday night, cold front Sunday night into Monday, and that's going to generate rain and more wind. It looks like we're going to gust to 30 miles an hour again from the northwest on Saturday as a cold front goes through. And then on Sunday, the wind is actually going to go slack from the east as a low pressure system goes up to our west, and the temperature is going to start falling again with the precipitation. Maybe a half inch of rain is what the Euro and now the GFS are also saying for Sunday into Monday. Look at the dew point on Monday. The blue line is near 60 dew point on Monday morning, and then it falls to the upper 30s Monday afternoon. That's another cold front on Monday. I'm feeling something tugging at my feet, and I am totally tangled up here. Steve did a loop around me without me even noticing. Oh, I'm untangled. And Rex is tangled around that stuff. No matter what's in the yard, how much I take out of the yard, we still walk around it and get tangled. Tangled indeed. The weather forecast has been a moving target, as I've been talking about, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Columbus Day. So let's skip a lot of things I wanted to talk about and just get right to the, oh, good job, Rex. Went around. Now he's just going to go up the stairs. If I free him from this, of course, his line is under Steve's line, so I have to take off Steve's line, put Rex's line back on, and here's the Euro. Widen it out so I can see the whole thing from Canada all the way down to Florida. Milton goes east, north of the Bahamas, only slowly diminishing. And we have a warm front coming at us, high pressure to the south, briefly warmer on Saturday, but then there's a powerful front north to south on Saturday. I'm going to close in now on the northeast, and we can see the rain in Vermont, that is rain, not snow, is going to dissipate. And the front comes through dry in southern New England Saturday afternoon, so Saturday looks salvageable. And then Sunday, this has been a moving target. A couple days ago, Sunday looked great. Now Sunday looks a lot like it did yesterday, with a warm front coming back up into central New England and a chance for rain, especially from the Massachusetts Turnpike and points north. It could turn warmer with a south wind in Connecticut on Sunday. I've stopped it here, Sunday at 2 p.m. On Sunday at 2 p.m., low pressure over, it looks like central New York, northern Pennsylvania. The air is coming from the south in Connecticut. The air is coming from the north in Maine. And we have low pressure that's going to be deepening. Cyclogenesis, it's going to be a cutter. Confidence is now high because it's been on here 2 days in a row, and now that's only about 4 or 5 days out. So rain in northern New England is going to lift to the north. In southern New England, we may get a few hours with a temperature near 70. And then the cold front comes in here, crashing through again Sunday night and Monday. I'm going to stop it again on Monday. Now, there's a 995 low close to Montreal, and there's a snowstorm on the north side of that, but that's north of New England. So all my friends talking about a snowstorm next week, I don't know, something's going to change. That low is strong, and it's going to push a serious cold front right through New England on Monday, but the storm is going to be lifting fairly quickly to the northeast before it stalls. There is some blocking again next week. So let's put that forward, and then you see the 540 line, the 534 line, those blue lines are coming south, and there will be a coating of snow in the J cloud, the J peak cloud. The first one of the season is going to form with this, and the cold is sort of dispersed and spread way out. It's not focused. There's a huge upper level trough instead of a cutoff low, and that's going to only slowly lift out. And the big ticket item next week will be that early Monday night, Tuesday snow coating of snow on top of the pretty colors of the foliage. We call it snowleage shots next week, and then it's going to warm up. That's a massive high pressure system, and we should turn pretty nice windy on Wednesday, but then Thursday into Friday as that high joins up with another high coming out of southeastern Canada. So all of a sudden on Friday and Saturday, stop it here at the day 10 Saturday, week from 2 days from now, it's a 1040 high pressure system over us. That should be a perfect blue sky with seasonable weather, including frosty morning and temperature in the 50s and 60s, and also too warm to turn on snow guns at places like Killington. So Killington, I noticed this morning, did not have the snow guns turned on. I think the wet bulb may have been too high, or they figured they shouldn't waste their energy or resources when knowing it's going to melt on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and maybe the snow guns will come on for real with some more snow here. Killington not looking ripe for a snowstorm next week, but looking like we could have snow temperatures cold enough for snow guns. I know that we're starting the countdown now to World Cup. It's getting to be within 6 weeks. It always comes down to the wire. Will there be enough snow? And I hope so, and I think so, but that pattern late next week, there's no sign of new cold coming in after this next cold arrives on Monday and sticks around till about Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, how's that for enough? The Lynx, it's been all about the Lynx lately. Yesterday morning, admiring the Yggdrasil, Leifsboat and Pea. docked up right next to Lynx, and then everyone was invited from the neighborhood and the West Augusta Yacht Club, friends and family, on a sunset cruise. And wind was just perfect for all the sails going up. How many sails? We'll let Troy tell you the name of all the sails, but all the big sails went up, and we put on quite a spectacle. And did you see us? Danny Pisa gets the photograph of the day from the top of the Weymouth landing. I think he lives on about the 9th floor, and he had the view of Lynx passing between Boston and Weymouth. What a spectacle, and what a joy to be part of that. So a lot of weather, a lot of editing, and wishing the best to our family and friends in Florida. I still haven't heard from my sister in Sarasota, assuming she doesn't have power, but it looks like most of the buildings were intact. That Tropicana field, the roof did not blow off Tropicana field. The fabric attached to the frame of the roof blew off, so structurally I think it's still sound, and theoretically could play in there after you clean it up, but what a mess. So they're gonna have to rebuild that roof. I wonder what it was rated for, that fabric, and how old it was, and whether they're going to get insurance from that. All right, we hear T-Rex barking to go back inside. Steve will just spend hours and hours sitting out here in the sun and shade. And is the heat going on at your house? Talk to you tomorrow. Here's the and more from yesterday. 11:20. We do have instability clouds today. It's more like it. And we also have boating season wrapping up, and it looks like the tender from West Augusta is pulling some of the mooring balls. So why don't we make a little time lapse of that and the sky, and then we'll have video from the water later on in the day. Noontime. I lost track of the tender. Must be well, coming on the inside of the channel now. There it is. All right, let's go down there. Let's go check that out. Well, birds are heading south. You guys might want to wait a day. As the Gulf of Mexico is churning with tornadoes and severe weather, we're so tranquil here at West Augusta. So blessed with beautiful afternoon, sunshine and cumulus clouds. Perfect evening for a sail. Sam, haven't seen Sam in some time. So it's my first time setting sail with Lynx since that trip in May from Newport to Nantucket. Nice slave's boat, baked herself. Our house is up there behind those trees. There's Pia. We get a breeze.
Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome aboard the schooner Lynx. My name is Sean. I'm the captain here. I've had the pleasure of being in command of the Lynx for about 4 years now. Really cool shipping program that I'm very proud to be a part of. First of all, I want to thank you guys for hosting us here at the West Augusta Yacht Club. This has been a really wonderful much, and it's the least we could do is take you guys out.
A statement.
Let's introduce the crew here. This is Troy. Troy is from Birmingham area, Alabama. This is Troy's third stint aboard the Lynx. He sailed with us for a year, 3 years ago, I guess it was. And then we have Elliot. Elliot is from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Elliot is the ship's cook, and one of the best ship's cooks, if not the best ship's cook, that I've ever had the pleasure of sailing with. He is very, very talented. So we eat very well with him aboard. Then we have Sam.
We're just gonna Sam.
Then we have Maya. Maya's from right up there on the North Shore. Don't hold that against her. And Maya joined the ship last year. Last year we hauled out in Gloucester, Massachusetts. She came walking down the down the pier and volunteered her services. But Maya started out as a volunteer for 3 months and took to the ship very well.
So how to get off the dock when the wind is pushing you toward the dock. We have Troy pushing us out.
I want this line between you and the water, so we're all gonna get on the inboard side.
All right. Oh no, you have to contribute. Over the top edge of the sail here.
All right, my friends. Today we are on the throat halyard. That means we're listening to commands for the throat halyard. The first thing you might hear is to haul away. We are going to haul hand over hand on this line, keeping our feet right where they are on deck. There's a whole lot of line and not that much deck. You will get wet very fast if you walk with it. You might hear to hold throat. That means to hold on to.
Guys, are we ready on the throat?
Ready on the throat.
Ready on the throat eye. Are we ready on the peak?
Ready on the peak.
Ready on the peak on the halyard. All the way.
Hold away. Hands over hands, guys. Good job, everybody. Right on the inside. The easier the sail will go up. Wonderful job.
Hold peak.
Hold peak. Keep holding throat.
Hold, guys. Don't hold anymore. Hold.
Great job, guys. Great job. Wait, keep
All the way, peak.
That was just more of a release.
Ah! 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 How's she looking? One more! Ah! To the boom! To the boom!
Don't lose any left.
Turns!
Turns.
Stand by, set the stage.
Stand by to set the staysail.
If you helped me on the throat, I want you to come up on port side with me. You three, my friend right here, and you, Xavier. When you hear haul away, we're going to haul away.
Set the stage.
Set the staysail. All right, guys, you can pull on that line. Great job, guys. Great job, guys.
He.
Diggity hold. Hold. Wonderful job, guys. You are killing it. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the pin here, and we can pull straight down to the pin, all right? Two.
Idle hands.
Idle hands, set the jib. 2, 6. Pull down. Heave. 2, 6. Heave. 2, 6. Heave.
And the fourth sail, the jib. 4 huge sails.
Jib is set.
Stand by, set the fore topsail.
Topsail, too?
Wow. Someone over on port gear.
Make sure all of this is
Try to port gear. All right. Ready for to set the fore topsail.
Cast gear, sheet home.
Cast gear, sheet home.
Gears cast. Standing by to land. Port sheet.
Land.
Back down forward main. Ooh, Tim, I'm about to ease the speed slow. If I can have you move.
I know I should know, but could you tell me the sails we have up right now, Troy?
We have the jib set, which is forward of the staysail here. We have the fore topsail, which is the square. And we have the fore, and then we have the main. And this is our typical working sail plan. This is the 4x4, which is not quite the full smash, which should be including the jib
treating
topsail.
our neighborhood to a spectacle that is perhaps once or twice in a lifetime.
That's true.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
letting us
you.
come out and do it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Got the Lynx photographer right here on Wave Runner. that picture. Hey, Wynn Hodges, can you see us going by right now? Broad Reach.
They have any of those that are so much.
We are moving. Feels like a good 10 knots or so. And we've got convection off to the south. Almost looks like Cape Cod trying to get a little more, not thunder, but maybe precipitation.
Sleeps in the same area. Why? Because again, all hands are all together.
Is that a T-Rex on your shirt?
Yeah.
I love T-Rex.
You know what? You know what Tim has? He has a dog. You know what its name is? T-Rex.
We have a T-Rex. What's your name? Samuel. Nice to meet you, Samuel.
Grandson. This is my grandson.
That's your son. Sam and crew and a steady breeze. We are moving.
We are flying. 12 knots. 12 knots of breeze.
Hey, Charlie.
Doing well?
We're approaching the Hull Gut.
The East Gut,
East Gut. What, there's two of them?
the West Gut.
Oh, really? It's 2 ways out from Wayne.
I go out the East Gut and I come around Pettix and I come in the West Gut.
So which one's a little bit more challenging, you think?
My father-in-law called this the toilet bowl because the currents that go so crazy.
Right here
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. You see
Hull
them all,
Gut,
they're
yeah.
going all different directions.
I came over there and I parked my car and I threw a stick in the water and the stick was moving about 20 miles per hour in the water.
Yeah.
And here we are. We're in the lee of the island, so the air is not moving too much right here. But you can see that right over there on the other side, this has got the white caps. So we're in this little lull with very light wind, just perfect. So beautiful. What a night for a cruise. Coming about in the Hull Gut. Another dream that I didn't know I had coming true. And now we're headed back toward the south. That was a great voyage right into the Hull Gut. Now we're heading back into the sunset. Oh, got another wake. And we're headed right for the moon. There's the harvest moon right up there. Night sky. If you know the moon and the stars, you can still navigate at night. And of course during the day, the sun is always in the southern sky at our latitude and it goes from left to right, so you always know where south is anyway. Or west at sunset. Waves. It's all about the waves. And we just aim for that bridge right there. Great job, Sean. Thank you so much. This is so fun. It's quite the spectacle.
need a 3-corner hat.
Oh, shoot, I'm not going.
Pretty much almost exactly what you would have seen on the original Lynx, and that also means they are 100% real. They do fire. And my captain has asked me to run out one of the starboard batteries and to show you guys how this would have been fired. One of the important jobs for sailors as young as 8 to 13 aboard ships was a position known as the powder monkey, and powder monkeys were people who were about this tall or shorter who could easily run along the rail running powder along to all the gunners so that way they could fire off. So I need anyone who is under this height to come join me.
Sorry, Kevin.
Brass rod and touching it down the touch hole until it penetrates the charge. The important part is it is a non-ferrous metal. If this was something like steel, it would have created a spark and set off the carronade early and potentially blowing off my hand. Last part is prime, and we are going to prime it with what they would have used in the past, neon blue fast-burning fuse.
It used to work, but it doesn't work anymore.
She was the one who was talking about it being a beautiful process.
Topsails in her gear.
19th century, 21st century.
So I would drive, and he would be like, turn right, turn left. He was getting paid to sit and wait and listen, right? So if you're buzzing through, you're not gonna. There's no speeding him up.
No, correct.
But he's there, and we would laugh, and we make fun of people. Like, I promise you, there were jokes.
Well, that's why I was telling you.
Yeah.
I was speaking about this earlier. Because I was.
So you went over.
Did you remember your
yourself?
Captain Sean and everybody. It was a great sail. Couldn't ask for better weather.
To get it at his level.
His head is hanging down.
Yeah. And his family members, I'm not sure who he was.
What's your name? Where you from?
We're Victor Sanchez, Lainey, and Maury Sanchez.
Nice to meet you.
We're from Quincy, Mass.
And where do you like to ski?
Blue Hills.
Blue Hill? That's where I learned to ski when I was your age. 50 years ago.
They race for Prospect Hill. at
Oh,
Blue
that's
Hills.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sailing and skiing outdoors. It's the best, isn't it?
We love it.
Nice to meet you. Austin Fire. We are the spectacle right now. Great Hill. T-Rex, can you see us? Coming into Fore River. And sunset. Gorgeous.
No. See, that's the dangerous part. Yeah.
No. My point is simply, I'm just trying to. Well, I'm just speaking.
Finish strong, people. Your families represent. You done? Good job. Our sailor. Keep on, Xavier. Hold. Come on, boy, you got it. A little more.
Hold. How's that turn looking? Good? Give me one more!